afternoon, people. So, my next lecture in your business communication is on the on the chapter Agency, Correspondence, and Business. This is, in fact, our last chapter in the course, rather in the book. Let's start with it. The arrangement that exists when one person or entity, called the agent, acts on behalf of another, called the principal. It's an arrangement, an agreement two people or two separate companies come into to act on behalf. The agent acts on behalf of the principal. For example, shareholders of a company elect management to act on their behalf. This is a very good example. A company, the CEO, the CFOs, the employees, the management are really not the owners of the company. They are the agents of the principals who are the shareholders. The shareholders own the company. The CEOs and CFOs not necessarily own the company. So they act on behalf of the principal. To act on their behalf, and investors choose fund managers to manage their assets. So this is basically a principal agent relationship. Agent, such as we understand, it's someone who works for someone. A sales agent may work for the company to promote the goods of that company. So in other words, the sales agent is working to promote the goods of the particular company. So the company is the principal, the sales agent is the agent. This arrangement works well when the agent is an expert at making decisions, but doesn't work well when the interests of the principal and agent differ substantially. This is what we call principal-agent conflict. The conflict happens when the principal's goal or aim is something else. They want to achieve something else, but the agent is working towards something else. This happens in many companies wherein the goal of the CEO is something different from what the shareholders want. This creates a principal-agent conflict. What can we call a principal-agent relationship, wherein the agent must consent to control of principal. As for example, shareholders of a company have control over the CEOs. They can anytime remove the CEO of the company because they have adequate control. This is kind of the principal-agent relationship, and the agent must work towards the good of the principal. And the third parties, such as the customers, for example, it's a shareholder and CEO, the management relationship. So the third party, the customer, knows that these are the owners of the company, these are the agents, and they are how they are working towards the goal of the company. Some basic examples of principal and agent relationship, doctor-patient. Goal of both of them is towards getting the health of the patient. Doctor works toward, patient also does work toward. Lawyer, client, restaurant owner and waiter, shareholders, management. These are some very basic examples. These are not related to business. These are some very small examples. Agency correspondence is a correspondence between the principal and the agent. It cannot be an informal correspondence. Usually it should be a formal correspondence. So that is the reason it has been given much importance here. The application for an agency, the appointment of an agency, its tenure and renewal, facilities provided by the agent, the support he receives from the principal, etc., form the subject of agency correspondence. So you give a notice for a tender. The principal gives a notice for a tender. So and when somebody wants an agency of that particular organization, this is how the correspondence starts: how they have to give an application, how does the appointment work, what will be its tenure. You cannot simply give a tenure of just 6 months, because they would invest, the agency would spend too much on getting the work done, because they have to work exactly like what the principal does. They have to maintain the same quality what the principal does, so they spend a lot. So everything has to be in formal written form. Drafting agency related letters, offer of agency by the principal. This is an offer by the principal to the agent. The principal recommends why they are offering an agency to the agent, why what have they researched, what have they formed the basis on, what they are giving you the agency. They will they will persuade you to handle their products. They would tell you, for example, if it's a very big agency and the principal wants this particular agency to handle their product probably for sales, marketing, anything of that sort. So they would send a letter stating to the agency that we want you to handle our product. Agents reply. How would the agent reply to the offer of agency? They may thank them, they may explain the market conditions, they may accept the offer, or they may refuse the offer. So it depends on the agent whether they want this agency or not. A very basic example, a very good example can be of McDonald's. They work in franchisees. Perhaps the franchisees in different countries by McDonald's can be called a principal and agent relationship. It's not McDonald's everywhere. These are franchisees working for McDonald's. So these are some kind of agencies. McDonald's has given it their name, has given them an authority to handle their products. However, it has full control over these agencies, and they are working, they have made a good name. And if an agency doesn't follow the rule, doesn't follow the standards, doesn't follow the rather the goodwill, because McDonald's has goodwill, has created goodwill for its name. If the franchisees, the agencies do not follow that, McDonald's can have control over them, can cancel it as well. Application for agency by a prospective agent. And as I said, that we see newspaper applications for tenders. So an agency can itself go to the principal asking for an agency from the principal. They may point out in that letter, they may point out why they can be a good agent. They can mention the source from where they got the information for this agency. They can explain how they can explain their ability to handle such products efficiently, and any discounts, any special offers that they can give to the principal. These are some of the drafting what can be written in the letter. Principal's reply to the application for agency. What will be the principal's reply? If the agent is sending a letter asking them for becoming their agent, it is upon the principal to accept it or not to accept it. a letter announcing the cancellation of an agency. As I said, if the agency doesn't follow the adequate rules and policies, what a principal might want them to follow, the agency can also be cancelled. You might have heard of a Pune case of McDonald's, wherein a street kid was taken inside the restaurant by a lady who wanted to buy him a drink, and one of the staff asked him to go out because he was a street kid. When the lady told him that I have brought this child inside to get him a drink, he said no, these kind of people are not allowed. And when she threatened to complain, he was ignorant, and he said, "Madam, this is India." But he didn't realize that this could perhaps have very bad repercussions for that particular outlet, and ultimately McDonald's had to uh, shut it down. As if now, as per the latest information, it was closed. I do not know whether it has opened again or not, but it was closed. Previously, when this lady posted on Facebook, she shared it on Facebook, what happened with her, and McDonald's had to start an inquiry into what exactly happened. So it is very important for the agent to also know what the principal really wants, and they have to work. There should not be any conflict of interest. That's about it, people. So let me summarize it here for you. Manufacturers often appoint agents and franchisees to sell their products, as we all know. uh, KFC, McDonald's, Domino's, many outlets, many companies, even electronics, these people really cannot not rather the principal or the company itself cannot open, rather they do not open outlets any and everywhere. They can give franchisees, they can have agents, they can appoint agents on their behalf to sell their products. Thus, it is imperative for the principal and the agent to keep a cordial relationship. It's very important. There shouldn't be any conflict of interest. The agent needs to be loyal while representing the principal, as he may sometimes be confronted with ethical dilemmas which need to be overcome. Ethical dilemmas are something that is morally, it should be seen as moral issue. What do you think is correct and what is wrong? They might be confronted with these kind of dilemmas while working as an agency. So they really need to overcome it, because, for example, there is a person who does share trading, and he does it because these traders, they do it on behalf of someone who has invested money. There is a person for whom he is investing trading, and a very rather a wealthy man comes and asks him to trade for him instead, not for that the other person. What happens? You are already working as an agent for that particular man. Another man comes, asks you to do, may give you, may bribe you, probably may bribe you, may give you some sort of gift. It is important for the agent to be morally correct, because this is an ethical dilemma for him. He has to choose between right and wrong. If he chooses the correct path, he would work, he would have a cordial relationship with the principal, he would work towards the aim of the principal. If he doesn't, then it's morally incorrect. So these are some of the things that letters, we have seen letters, how the letters should be constructed, and what exactly is a principal agent relationship. That's about it from me today in this chapter, people. So we have these questions, hope you are working on it, and that's about it today. Thank you for listening. Bye.